Hi, this is just a quick video to show you a demonstration of the rows to columns module here in Loadit. So to show this off, I'm going to bring in some CSV data here. And now that's loaded, we can, if we look at the data, you'll see that we have a unique ID column here and a contact ID column here. And what's interesting about this data is that we have duplicate unique IDs here which are associated to different contact IDs here. So there's a one-to-many relationship there. And so our goal here is to end up with a list of distinct unique IDs and a multiple contact ID columns for each of the contact IDs attached to that unique ID. So we're flipping the contact ID column sort of 90 degrees onto the into multiple columns. So this is an ideal use case for the rows to columns module, which if we drag onto the surface here and then link to our CSV file, there's just a couple of things to configure here. Firstly, you have to say which columns stay fixed within the output data, and in our case that's the unique ID column, so we don't want to flip that column round. And then we want to say which columns do need to be transposed, and so contact ID is the one that we're flipping from multiple rows into multiple columns, so that's the transposed column. And by default the behavior of that will be to concatenate the multiple values that it gets. So it'll actually flip it into a single column, and then where there are multiple values it'll sort of concatenate those together. In my case I'm trying to end up with multiple columns, so I can change the transpose type here to expand columns, and I'll leave the naming the naming mechanism just set to numeric, and we'll see what that does in a second. And that's it. So press OK, wait for a few seconds, and now we see that the data has indeed been flipped around, and we now have multiple contact ID columns and a single unique ID column here. And if we sort the data, we can see more clearly that we've got a unique ID here, and that has multiple contact IDs that are spread across those new columns. And that's more or less it. You might have noticed that unique ID is appearing on the end here, and so if you do have a specific column ordering that you need, you can use the adjust columns module here to sort of reorder those columns, or better still, and it's a bit neater, we can say let's add an adjust columns output tweak. So move unique ID, so let's just give that a name. We'll attach that to here, and we can configure the unique ID column to move it up to the top there. So when that's done, the output from that it now appears in the order with unique ID at the start. So that's it. I hope that's useful.